Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Sherry's Quick Insights. So, yeah, I didn't make any videos after Melbourne test and also Sydney test separately because I just wanted for the series to get over because as we have seen, right, I think it was a seesaw battle between the both teams on most of the days. If you take out those couple of days in Adelaide, I think where we just didn't compete, and also maybe the day one in Melbourne. I think if you take out those days, I think it was very well fought series. So yeah, let's probably do a series review and maybe discuss 5 important things that I felt that actually impacted the result, and why Australia won 3-1, and rightly so, and why now they set up a clash with South Africa, and South Africa is also looking pretty good. So it will be interesting to see. I mean, it's played in the Lords, so I think both have the good bowling attacks and also the batting. Especially South Africa's batting is relatively in better form compared to Australia's batting. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think first and foremost in a five-test series, usually the team that has most bases covered usually comes out on top, and Australia had they had relatively better form players and a better bowling attack. So yep. And the other thing, I think our batting let us down. Except I think we batted in 9 innings or 10 innings in this series. 9 innings because we didn't get to bat uh, in fourth innings at Gaba. So yeah, out of 9, 7 times we failed to cross 200. So that means uh, you actually put way too much extra pressure on your bowling. And if you see, right, I think the other points that we discuss where that how that hampered actually in our bowling, because we carried way too many out of form players, especially the senior players, and to compensate for the fact that we are not getting runs at the top and middle, so we wanted to have more all-rounders in the lower order. So that means we didn't have an out and out fourth seamer, where if you look at the pitches in, let's say, in Sydney, we needed that, and in Melbourne also I think we needed to have a proper bowler instead of a bowling all-rounder or a batting all-rounder. Yeah, the second one, the I think the third seamer problem that India have. So if we look at Bumrah and Siraj, Bumrah took 32 wickets at average of 13 something, and Siraj took 20 wickets at average of 31. So, and Bumrah is obviously the best bowler between the two teams, and he rightly got half the series. And Siraj, I would say, he had a decent tour, not bad. He could have done better maybe at Adelaide. I felt he could have done better, but apart from that, I think he did pretty much what he could, I felt. And we shouldn't compare Bumrah and Siraj, because Bumrah is he's even better than Pat Cummins. So, but the third seamer, our third seamers averaged 50 runs per wicket entire series, and in a series that is this closely fought, I felt there, that means we lagged, we leaked way too many runs, because we didn't have an experienced third seamer. I mean, we cannot blame, because for Akashdeep it was first tour of Australia. For Harshit Rana it's a first tour. It's actually his first ever test match. So, and Prasidh Krishna, I think we just gave him a game at Sydney where he couldn't do much, especially in the second innings. So I think we had that problem, and to compensate for our batting, we went with too many batting all-rounders or bowling all-rounders, depending on how we look at Jadeja, Nitish, and Washington. That means when we really needed that fourth seamer, so that you could rest the first and second seamer a bit more, because you need more rest to come back and bowl fresh and bowl with venom, or they say to bend your back. So the third one, I think the temperament and match situation, I think I could recall 3 to 4 times in this series where the match was in balance. I think we were, I would say, maybe rash, or we didn't play according to the situation, or we gave way too many gifts for Australia. For example, if you recall in Adelaide, I think we were 60 for one or something before lunch, and within span of 3 to 4 hours, we lose 3 wickets, and so that session goes to Australia, and the match tilts. And similarly, Melbourne, I think day two first innings. At the end of the day, we were like I think 130 or 140 for two. I think it was good to bat on. I thought the match was heading for a draw because they had 470 and we could easily score 400 or 450. We had the platform and everything. Again, we lose 3 wickets in last 3 hours of the day. And similarly in Sydney also in the second innings. In the first innings when I think it was going well, and Shubman plays I don't know, nothing short just before lunch, and we gift Australia a wicket and they have an upper hand again. So, and even in Melbourne second innings we had them for 91 for 6. So these are all the moments, and we drop 3 catches and they build a partnership, and now the match actually turned into equal chance for Australia India and equal chance for a draw. Then I think it turned into Australia win or a draw if we bat well. So I think these are the situations where I can recall, match was in balance or slightly in favor of us, but yeah, we couldn't capitalize. We made way too many mistakes, and a good team like Australia, they eventually pounce. And I think selectors have a call to make on Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, definitely, because if you see the recent form of last 10 tests of Rohit Sharma, I think the numbers doesn't make it even decent case for him to be selected for England series. And if we look at last 3 to 4 years of Kohli's average, it didn't cross 30, or I think if I remember correctly, it never crossed 29. So, and the way he's getting out, I think the other day I was just checking his dismissals photos, everything looks similar. He's getting out to slips. He used to have this problem before. He seemed to have fixed it in last tour of England, but again now it's reappearing. So yeah, definitely I think there are some calls to be made by the selectors, and hopefully the right calls will be made. And let's end this video with some bright spots. So I think the first and foremost, I think the Yashasvi Jaiswal, I think he looks the real deal. It's his first tour of Australia, and I think he has well over 400 runs. So, and it's the first calendar year. I think it was good in India, and he showed like enough promise in Australia as well. And the one test that we won, it's because of you can say Bumrah and Jaiswal, one with the ball and one with the bat. The Nitish Kumar Reddy, he surprised, I think, maybe all of us with his batting prowess, especially the kind of temperament he showed in Melbourne. So I think that's a good sign. But I feel he still needs to improve 5 or 6 game pitch in his bowling, so that he can be a reliable all-rounder that he can fit in and also helps the team balance. The third one, I think, the Siraj, the 20 wickets at average of 30. I think it's a decent returns. That means you can bank on him. If you had a reliable third simmer, his numbers would have been even better, because you need pressure from both ends when Bumrah is not bowling, which we lacked actually this series. So yeah, and he's someone who's always runs hard, and even if he already bowled 20 overs in the day, you can actually ask him to bowl those effort overs. Yeah, so I think these three I felt the real bright spots. I think there will be some interesting calls and interesting selections come the England series in 4-5 months time from now. So yeah, but I think our batting, we folded below 200 for like 7 times in the series. I think last time that happened was 2000 and 2001 when West Indies visited Australia. So I think there are some serious problems in our batting, and even at home and abroad we have seen against New Zealand also. And so same those match situations and temperament there also in that series also. I think we already discussed in the first video that I think that seems to be lacking, especially after Pujara and Rahane left. These problems are repeating, and except that England series where we won 4-1 when Rohit Sharma was still captain, and I think Rahul Dravid was the coach. I think yeah, these problems seems for it's 8 to 9 tests now in a row that these problems are repeating. So hopefully some tough calls will be taken, and definitely there are 2 to 3 spots up for grabs in our test batting lineup. And also I think yeah, seamer are two reliable seamers that we need, apart from Bumrah and Siraj. So yeah, that's it guys, that's the review. Thank you. If you like the video, please click the like button, share and subscribe.